Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm on my phone. I was outside and someone sent me this video, and Hunter Yurachek finally speaks on the infamous Hunter Yurachek speaks on the Eric Musselman video. So I'm going to give you guys just a second. How do I? Oh my goodness, I haven't used. Okay, live chat. What does the plus button do? Start a poll. How do you share? I don't know how to share. Here we go. Oh, but I can't go off screen. So you guys are gonna have to like and share. Hang on, let me tag Discord here really quick. I've never actually done this before. This is the first. You guys you get a pretty cool view of of the studio, as it were. Shout out to the sponsor, Direct Service Overhead, Garage Door Company, same day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes. They'll come check out your door day of. Travis Ford and the boys, they got your back. All right. Oh, what else? Hang on just a second. We're going to talk. This is nuts. This is probably one of the craziest things I've seen happen. 501-244-3667 for Direct Service Overhead. Share the content. I'm unable to here because if I close out this window, then it wipes out the whole video. Again, I'm trying to give everyone just a little bit of time to pile in here. Live again. Hang on. To discuss Hunter Yurachek video. I can't share a link. If someone's in Discord, if any of you guys are in Discord, can you do me a favor? Can you share that link? All right. If you haven't seen the video, I don't think I can insert. Can I insert a video? There's like a little. Oh, it clipped. Whoops. There's no way for me to add. I figured it would let me add the video. I guess not. Well, that's silly. All right. Well, here's what we'll do. I'm going to flip. I can flip the camera around, I think. Oh, yeah, I can. There we go. So we'll do this. It's going to be a little hoopty, but what can I say? Here's the video of Hunter Yurachek talking about Eric Musselman. The video, if you haven't seen it, it's him on the bus. Some of you guys were saying that was pre-recorded. My neighbor, Alex, was like, yeah, that was pre-recorded. I said, no, surely not. No way, right? So here we go. Let me flip my camera around. All right, there's Hunter Yurachek. Here we go. See if I got the volume all the way up. Okay. Tell me if you guys can hear this.
Video that was recorded a few years ago. That video was probably 30 or 40 seconds in length, and we edited that down. I had our communications staff edit that down. As you guys alluded to, Coach Musselman, much to his success, has been rumored for multiple jobs that have been open here in this off season, and he's still the basketball coach as his.
Can you guys hear that? Okay. Can you guys hear this? Give me a yes or no if you can hear it. I mean, I know it's going to be a little soft. Let me know if you can hear it.
Here today and record this podcast at the University of Arkansas. He has been well taken care of in his past contracts, where he's had a couple of extensions in the past few years and six-figure increases. There's not a new contract in place for him this year. But that video was just to kind of dispel some of the rumors that, hey, he's still our basketball coach. Now, this may change tomorrow. You'll have to ask Coach Musselman.
Wow.
We very much want him to be an Arkansas Razorback. We feel like where his contract currently sits, he's compensated in the top 12 to 15 coaches in the country. He's earned that compensation and done a great job. And that video was nothing more than an athletic director trying to have a little bit of fun with some fan bases and naysayers and saying, hey, Coach Musselman's leaving. Well, he may be leaving, but right now, fan bases and naysayers are saying, hey, Coach Musselman's leaving. Well, he may be leaving, but right now he's still here and he's still a basketball coach and he's still driving the bus.
I like that, Hunter. Have a little fun on social media. Why not? Did Muss know you were posting the video, or is that your sense of humor coming across?
That is my sense of humor coming across. That was not something that was a coordinated or collaborated effort between myself and Coach Musselman. My communications team did a great job kind of cutting and splicing that video together from a previous video we had put out a few years ago, and just kind of reused that as we headed into the Easter weekend.
Wow. Okay. I got. You either have to be super confident that Musselman's coming back, or I don't know. I don't. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Really, we don't. We don't know their relationship. But this is such a curveball from Yurachek. I mean, listen, we could talk about, Musselman's contract dropping to $1 million. I think that was today, by the way. I'm pretty sure his contract drops down to $1 million. Correct me if I'm wrong. His buyout. He's in Cali as we speak. At least that's the word, right? Recruiting. I think he's out recruiting. Is that right? Someone again, correct me. You guys are saying it's April Fool's. I think, I don't know. If this is April Fool's, man, it's still not a good look. I mean, I'm just hoping, and I think a lot of you guys are too, that this is just a sign that maybe their relationship is that tight, and that Hunter Yurachek feels that good that Musselman will be back. Now, he does say in that video he may not be, or, he's here today. As of today, he is the head coach. But as of whatever, X amount of days or whatever, tomorrow, you'll have to ask him. Also, it was a pre-recorded video. It wasn't a new video, so that obviously is not the best. What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. I know that this has been strange. I'll just say that this whole thing has kind of been a little odd. I'm just gonna go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to assume that their relationship is that close, and that he feels that confident that he could post a video like that. If you lose if Musselman is gone, a lot of people are going to point to those actions. If Musselman does take a job out in the West, a lot of people are going to point to those actions, whether they're true or not. They're going to point to that, and they're going to say that's why he left. And then, I mean, you thought his seat was kind of warm, and I don't know that it was. I don't know. I said a couple of months ago, he's worth just keeping an eye on. I did say that. I said that here. I said that on the Don't Read the Comments podcast. I said he is worth keeping an eye on. His actions are worth keeping an eye on. I said that, and I took some flack for it. Tim from Don't Read the Comments pod, tell me this doesn't look a little like, what are you doing? Now, again, this is out of character for Hunter, because I don't know that he's done anything that makes you go, well, what the hell, like this, You can get upset about Musselman's buyout. Okay, well, that's, you know what, though, Hunter's right. He does have a competitive contract that's somewhere, that was, last I saw, floating around the top 12 or top 14. amongst all the highest paid coaches. Should he be higher? I don't know. I mean, that's, you guys can debate that, based off what happened this last year. I could see where a lot of you think, no, he shouldn't even be in the top 20. And then I could also understand the other half of you. They're like, no, man, you got to play the market, and his market value is still worthy of being in the top 12, top 10. But I'm not going to hold that completely against Hunter. I'm not going to hold the Sam Pittman not firing Sam, because I do think what he's doing with football is, I think he's playing the long game. Sam's contract drops a little bit in this. I think it's after this season's complete. I think his contract drops, makes it a little bit more manageable, and it's also a good thing to put out there to future Razorback coaches or to people who might be interested in looking at a job. They can look at Arkansas and go, oh, well, see, he didn't fire Pittman after just winning 10 games in 2 seasons, and going 4-8 in 2023. So I think he's kind of playing the long game there. Guys, I don't know that I would say he's a bad athletic director. I wouldn't even say that he's on the hot seat right now, or even that his seat's getting warm. But I will say, based on this, this is strange. Like, I really don't know what to say about this, Please make sure you guys like the video. I appreciate it. Make sure, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I am live on my phone. I'm not on that bad boy, my Logitech cam. That's usually how you guys are looking at me. But I don't know. This is not, as far as giving your enemies ammunition, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. When you do stuff like this is how you give them ammo. And he says he puts that video out to kind of, hush the naysayers up and show them the he's still here, especially with all the Louisville rumors. But man, now it's like, you did that without Musselman's permission. Okay, again, maybe your relationship is stronger than we realize. I don't know how far that takes you, though. You could be best buds, and if a better job pops up, there's just some coaches that are going to leave, for a better opportunity. And there are some out there, and I don't know what you think about the USC job, as far as it's not a prestigious job, but kind of what's up with that university. But you're also not the biggest show in town. Hell, you're not even the biggest. You're not the biggest show in the state, in the region, or in the city. We know who runs the state of California, and we know who runs that part of the state. So maybe that's the advantage you have at Arkansas. But I don't know. Again, if Musselman leaves, if he does leave, and I still don't know that there's anything out there that suggests that he's even 90% out the door. But if he does, and he leaves and he takes another job, people are going to point to this moment. This moment, assuming that next domino falls, you're going to look back on and you're going to go, boy, he really fumbled that whole thing. And it's just, I don't know. Let me read your comments here. USC sucks. USC does suck. They haven't been relevant in basketball in my entire life. Well, I shouldn't say that, but they've they're not. You're not wrong. Caleb Christian. Camo Gang says USC sounds attractive though. I mean, it is. Who knows what their NIL, like, that's the thing that kind of would worry you. What are their limitations as far as NIL? We think we have a pretty decent idea of what our limitations are here, but we really don't know. Talks are brawny gone anyway. Nail in the coffin, like a girlfriend posted pics 3 weeks after you broke up with her. Why? I've got so many questions. Kyle Rote says, I think the fan base is about to really turn on Hunter Yurachek. If Musselman leaves, you're probably right. If he leaves, now I know there's a few of you who want him gone. They want Musselman gone. But I think, and I can't speak for everybody, but I certainly am around a lot of Hog fans. I read what you guys say, and obviously we have the Discord, and it's a very tiny number of Hog fans compared to to Hog Twitter and everything else. But I read the Facebook posts, I read Twitter, I read, I'm there. I may not always comment on it, but I'm there. I would say that overwhelmingly people want Musselman to stay, and I would even argue that most people like Hunter Yurachek. I don't like Hunter up until this year or the tail end of 2023. We were all ecstatic about Hunter. We didn't want him to leave. I remember there was a small rumor there for a little while that maybe he could bolt for another job out west, not just Musselman, but Hunter Yurachek. I forgot the job they were trying to link him to, but of course there was nothing to it, and fans were not thrilled about that, right? And I still think most fans feel that way. Well, I don't know. I don't know, but this could certainly change how a lot of fans feel. I mean, it's actions like this, or it's I shouldn't say actions, but it's the decision to post a previously recorded video from a couple of years ago. I don't know. I was kind of expecting after he posted that, okay, we're gonna get an extension then. That's the other part of that interview. And again, shout out to One Star Sports. That's the other part of that interview. No plans. There's nothing on the table to re-sign Musselman. That's the part that is just mind-boggling. His buyout drops down to $1 million. You don't want to renegotiate. You don't want to drop a new contract. Is that Hunter's decision? Is that the BOT? Who is in charge of this? Who's making that decision? Yeah, again, I don't know. Let me read. Speaking of, Big Donnelly says, I think the BOT is totally screwing us over. This could be a BOT situation. It really could. This may have nothing to do with Hunter. The video might have something to do with Hunter, but as far as the contract stuff, that might be above him. Hunter needs to go back to Houston. This is the SEC. Ty, it's not just Muss. It's football even more so. What do you mean, Jeremy Gray? You're going to have to elaborate, sir. Ty, why do you like Hunter so much? You're not attacking him, Ty. You're not attacking Hunter. Yurachek, you should be outraged. No, it's not how I work, bro. Football was already a disaster, Jeremy, when he took it over. You can argue that even though they just went 4-8, it is still better off than where he found it. He did hire Eric Musselman, by the way, who got you 3 straight Sweet 16s and back-to-back Elite 8s. Women's sports, say what you want about whether or not it actually pulls in dollars and cents. Who cares? Women's sports is on the map, and it's like all of women's sports. I know the softball team's not near what it was last year. Yeah, we could talk about Neighbors in the women's team. I don't know. I honestly don't know why he still has a job, and I hate to say that. There's questions there. I don't know. You could have a valid argument there, but everywhere else, he's done a good job in terms of hiring. But as far as the contract stuff is just kind of a head scratcher. And why you don't have a plan for an extension in place, man. I'm gonna hope that's. Well, no, I'm not gonna hope. If that is a Hunter Yurachek thing, that's not a good move. And I agree 110%. That's not a good move. Something tells me it's board of trustees, but either way, it's not good. Yeah, I don't rage over or get angry or want someone fired who has a pretty good track record of bringing in, some good coaches, and he's done a really good job. I think in some areas. I've also been critical of the guy. I've been critical of him. I have. I kind of wonder where you've been, Jeremy. Where have you been? I was very critical of him. I had people tell me that I was too hard on him. That, when I said we need to start paying more attention to what he does, I had people, that just thought I was crazy for suggesting that. Family, friends, and I am not saying he should be on the hot seat at all, because we don't know how this is all gonna end up. We don't know if Musselman's still gonna be the guy here or not. if Musselman is back for 2024-25, then you know what? All of this was for nothing. And that's why another reason why I'm puzzled. I'm like a lot of you. I'm like the majority of you. I'm puzzled. Why did you do that? Why did you post a video, an old recycled video, when Muss didn't know about it and before the tournament was even over? Why would you do that? Like, come on, man. I kind of think he's trigger happy. I am too. It's hard to blame him for that stuff. I think overall he's done a good job. But again, yeah, I think there's some stuff that we need to keep an eye on for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Your messages are being held for review, and unfortunately I can't. There's nothing I can do about that. Brady Lewis, and the letters are so tiny. I gotta like. I've traditionally been a big Yurachek supporter, but this is such a bonehead move, says Brady Lewis. Like, what good did he think would come out of that video? It's a good point, because now, again, if he leaves, you're going to look really silly. Well, Jeremy is just all about hating on Hunter. It's strange that just happened. You know, it's strange that lately the tide has turned, and obviously football's not where we want it to be, and yet it's still, as weird as this is to say, it's still better than where it was at, prior to 2020. So it's not where we want it to be, but it is still better. Too much BS going on. Smelliot says it's April Fool's. If it is, ugh. Longshank says gone to USC. I'm tired of this. Trying to scroll up. If Muss is shopping, that's on him, says Smelliot. He's on the hot seat, says Kyle. I don't think he is. I think if Muss, here's how this works, I think. If you put this video out and all this comes out, and like it already has, okay, so Muss is out. Muss didn't know anything about that video, then yeah, it's going to look poorly on Hunter, and Hunter then his seat will. Yeah, I think this move, all in just a matter of a couple of weeks, could define how things end up for Hunter at the U of A, which is crazy, because I would have thought coming into the 2023 football season, his seat was fine, and I still think that it is. But this move alone is so bizarre, and if Musselman leaves, just like that, it's like everything just kind of, you feel like it changes. Let me scroll down. All right, Jordan Rayner is clearly... We're going to time out Jordan Rayner. Sorry, now I got to scroll through all that. Yeah, stop spamming. We got him. I don't have any mods in here. Hey, new camera. Well, I'm actually about to go cook dinner, and I sat down and I saw this on my phone, and I was like, let's just go live on the phone. Smart Boys, could you shout out me? Hi. I don't think Muss is on the hot seat. He wants more NIL money, or he's leaving. That's coming from Steve-O. Oh my gosh, why are we getting this spam? Mike and them says, what day is today? Yeah, and I considered that, Mike. But the people that posted this said that no April Fools here. Hunter Yurachek clears the air on last week's infamous must bust video and speaks on the contract status. Yeah, I don't think that this was April Fools. I fully believe that what he said was true. Now, it would be hilarious if later tonight Musselman has a new contract and he's signing it and he's putting it out on social media. That would be hilarious. But then people would think that that's an April Fool's, right? It's kind of how this works. Philip Weiss is hog gonna hog. This is a very hog gonna hog moment. If Muss ends up leaving, this is a very hog gonna hog moment. Can you wish my sister Annie? No, I'm not doing that. Sean, catch a timeout, bro. I ain't doing that, bro. That's not cool. Someone is definitely lying to someone about NIL or is dried up. Yeah, we just don't know. What I have heard is that the players have been paid. Their NIL has not been an issue. We know that they recruited really well out of the portal the last several years. So I have such a hard time when you have, back-to-back. When you're two transfer classes that are just riddled with big-time talent, maybe individually. I know it didn't work out. It didn't work out like as a good group. Wasn't a good product on the floor. But individually, these were guys that were highly touted. A lot of people wanted. And you got them here on top of two outstanding freshmen. I don't know that I buy that the NIL is in really bad shape. I don't know that and you just got this kid Cohen. Like, I've been told a lot of schools wanted him as well. So I don't know that. I just don't know that I buy that about the NIL. I maybe there was a period of time where the NIL kind of dried up a little bit, and that's what Pittman and those guys were complaining about. And that's been another criticism that I have had about Hunter, as I mentioned earlier. I don't know that I don't know that the NIL is where it should be in comparison to some other schools. You look at what Ole Miss is doing; it's just kind of a head scratcher. And everyone's saying, well, they're going to start writing blank checks soon. I don't know. They're not showing any signs of slowing down. Why? How? When they had their own version of Edge, I forgot what they call it, but it was first, and they've had it for 2-3 years. And we just got ours out. Like the university just got the Edge out to help for NIL. And you can see what they're doing with Edge. They're trying to doctor it, make it work, and make it better. And I applaud them for that. Thank you. You're actively working to get the NIL stuff figured out. That's what you want to see. But you're just late, and that's the other criticisms that I've had. Or it's one of the other criticisms that I've had about Hunter. Yeah, King, you're an idiot. We'll see you later, bro. Invest in players or coaches. Yeah. I see our linebackers leaving for more money. It just looks odd. Well, that's football, Donnelly. Tell me a time when Arkansas football was like the go-to destination for players, like for big-time talent. And now you have the portal and things are not going so well. They still, it's different. I don't think money has as much to do with it with football as it does basketball. Basketball players at least want to come here and play because they know Musselman's system can get them to the NBA. It can help them get to the NBA. What are the Razorback? What's Razorback football done? Are they getting guys to the NFL? No, not to the level we thought they would. Well, we got a lot of morons. Man, y'all enjoy those timeouts, though. Keep holding those L's. Invest in players and coaches. I like that. You're not wrong. Long Saints has probably the best comment, which is we got to sit back and see what happens. Baseball swept LSU. This is why we can't have nice things. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. It's stuff like this that's just so again, it's hog gonna hog, man. It's just so strange. But again, we do gotta let it play out. I think the first assumption is, well, their relationship is that close, right? Like Eric Musselman and Hunter Yurachek, like maybe their relationship is that close. I don't know. I really don't know. I still don't think that matters because at the end of the day, if a better job does open up, you can be best pals. And I mean, Ty, what do you think really happens? I don't know, Camo. I have no idea. Mike and them says I don't trust anything on April Fool's Day. It could be. What a wild way, though, right? Why would you do something like that? I don't think this is, Mike. Celtics for Life says this is so confusing. It is. Angel says if Arkansas doesn't retain Muss, it will be an up and coming coach for $2.5 million next year. Yeah. 1 year makes a huge difference on the separation. On the reputation of an AD. Insane how fast he tore. I would argue that ADs are going to have more leeway. I would argue that ADs have more leeway than, I mean, folks were calling for Musselman's job after one bad season. So, how many games you think Arkansas is going to win next year in football? Anthony, I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not there yet. Yeah, I would argue that ADs have way more leeway compared to Musselman. Folks wanted Musselman's job. Not a lot, not the majority of fans, but there were people that were really angry about how the year unfolded. And then they go back to, well, look what happened the last 2 years in conference play. And they're ready to move on. And of course, that's not going to happen. That was not ever in the works. But yeah, I really think that you've got more leeway, but he's got so much on his plate. When you look at, I guess he's not going to replace Neighbors. You got football where you could be making a head coaching change. Basketball where you could be searching for a new head coach. And those are your two money makers. Obviously, football being the vast majority of your money maker. That's a lot in and of itself. That's a lot, right? And you add in this stuff. I think he was kind of chomping at the bit when he posted that video. I really do. I think he was chomping at the bit. I could see the Jeff Long situation repeating itself. If Pittman is fired, Yurachek will go with him. I could see that playing out, but we'll see. There's a lot on his plate, man. I mean, over the next we got to get through baseball. And if baseball comes short of making Omaha, they're gonna come for Dave Van Horn, and then some people are gonna blame Hunter for that. I mean, I see it. I know no one takes that serious. And then football, if football doesn't unfold the way that we think that it should, if they don't at least get to 6 wins, I don't know. I mean, everyone has a different take on what keeps Pittman around another year. I kind of think it's 6 wins. Maybe I'm wrong. But if he falls short of that, I don't know. I do think ADs have a little bit more leeway. But, yeah, Hunter's seat could get really warm really quick. And that's unfortunate. I appreciate the $1.99 chat or super chat. Thanks, man. We win the College World Series. Hey! We aren't 3 deep yet. What do you mean? Oh, okay. You're talking about the transfer portal. Yeah, they're not there yet. The 2s and 3s, the line of scrimmage. I talked about it today, so you can go back and watch that video. If you guys want to go watch that, you can. I didn't think I'd be doing a live. I kind of thought I was done until the end of the week, but here we are. So never done. I haven't done one of these streams on my phone in a while. These bots, these bots are stupid, bro. If Pittman wins 6 games, Yurachek will defend Pittman, and the board will be split. It's what Long's downfall was. I don't know. I tend to think getting to a bowl game will be enough to get him to keep his job. But I don't know. I just don't. I have no idea. And it could come down to that. It could come down to, whatever decision the BOT wants, if there's pressure from those guys. But again, the pressure is on Hunter Yurachek. There's no doubt about that. He's feeling it. So I hope that video is a sign that him and Musselman are fine, that he felt confident enough that he could do that without talking to Musselman. It's still a little bizarre, again, that you would do that and not talk to Musselman first, and to not have a contract extension on the table is really, again, it's just strange. It's really bizarre, given his buyout and where it drops down to. I saw someone posted, JC Hoops posted that, yeah, Musselman's buyout was set to drop from $2 million. Yeah, I just found it here. It was set to drop from $2 million to $1 million at the conclusion. Yeah, which at the conclusion of the 23-24 season. JC says this is a very cheap buyout, and the AD just went on the record saying there is no new contract on the table. Color me flabbergasted, he says. He's not wrong. That is weird. There was another. Pinto posted back on March 28th, and he just quote tweeted himself, but he said, I really think Muss wouldn't have approved a recycled video to announce his return. He's way more strategic than that. Pinto quote tweeted it and said, y'all called me crazy, though. Yeah, I mean, it is bizarre, but hopefully it's nothing. It does make you wonder a little bit, though. Is there maybe a reason why Musselman felt confident enough Yurachek, to come out and say that, to come out and get out in front of what he had, as a response to what he did last week? Curtis Wilkerson says, I mean, what are we doing here? This is legit 30 for 30 territory Arkansas is approaching. Yeah, and it could, again, hopefully it's just nonsense and it's nothing, It could be, but it's worth keeping an eye on. John Haas says, hey, there's a mod. We've had quite the fun in here, Haas. We've had a few silly bots. My take is that Hunter Yurachek is fed up with the rumors and is putting the ball in Muss's court. So that's the strategy angle, right? Like now he's putting the pressure on Musselman. But, I mean, my only thing about that is, who cares? If I'm Eric Musselman, I don't care. Oh, you're going to pressure me now? All right, well, I'm gone. All right, USC, here I come. I wasn't taking you seriously before, but now I am. Like, I just, who cares? I mean, so what if you burn the bridges with fans that you no longer are coaching for? Who cares? Oh, no, I made Hog fans mad. I guess I better put my Twitter on private or something. That's my only issue with that take, but it does kind of make sense. He's got time left in his deal. Go earn one. Baseball will have, Michael Kerper says, baseball will have no effect on Hunter Yurachek if Muss leaves. Well, I mean, it's not going to have, listen, everyone knows, like, you see how this season's going. You feel pretty confident they're going to go on a decent run, but let's say they get eliminated. Hunter Yurachek won't catch any of that heat. It'll definitely be back on the whole. Well, Dave, DVH he just needs to move on, and we need to go hire that guy at Tennessee. I don't think any of that would seriously blow back on. Why would it? It'd be silly for that to blow back on Hunter. But I'm just saying, you know how silly fans are. If Muss leaves, I hope Jerome Ting knows the hot call. Hunter Yurachek isn't dumb. He is always several steps ahead, and is the only. Hang on, Hunter Yurachek isn't dumb. He is always several steps ahead, and this is only to cause an uproar. Then a massive contract comes out. Well, he said there's no plans. There's no plans currently to put a contract out or an extension out. Yeah, firing a coach after one bad year, nobody would want to come here. Yeah, that's silly. Those fans were certainly quite loud, but you know they were the minority, and sometimes that's just the case. So if Muss had a second bad season with a new contract, people will call for Muss's head and mad at Hunter for the big buyout. This is just a scenario. Well, and this has happened before with Mike Anderson. I don't remember what year it was, but Mike was given an extension after a so-so basketball year, and it was Jeff Long trying to keep up with the market in fear of someone coming along and swooping him up when Arkansas had no plans to replace him. There was no plans in motion to replace Mike Anderson, so they gave him this extension. And I can remember at the time, this has been a while ago, but people were a little confused. And if I remember right, too, it was the beginning of the basketball season when they gave him the extension. It was I remember the timing being strange. I don't know. Yeah. You can't please everyone, says Brady Lewis. Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, well, I'm going to go fix dinner. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Direct Service Overhead. Garage Door Company. They got your back. You need work done. They've got you covered. Same day services, quality parts, and affordable outcomes. DSO, baby. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go cook dinner. You guys enjoy your night. I'll see you at the end of the week, assuming we don't have some breaking news. I hope we don't have any breaking news anytime soon, especially anything to do with basketball head coach, unless it's Musselman signing an extension, which it doesn't sound like is going to happen. So Arkansas can still attract a quality basketball coach to replace Muss, though. So I don't think it's the end of the world if he leaves. We'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it, assuming we have to come to that bridge at all. Hopefully we don't. All right, I'll see you guys later on in the week. How do I exit out of here? Oh, yeah, right there.